welcome to Clash of the Dice. I'm James.
I'm Joshua.
And on the hottest day of the year, possibly the hottest day in UK history, and also Jasmine's birthday, we are bringing you the final episode of our Age of Sigmar Skirmish campaign. This is the big one. Whoever wins this game wins the campaign. So everything has been building up to this point, and it's winner takes all. This is the final confrontation. Will Dwanbor and his little band of Arcanauts and Thunderers and Skywardens manage to get back to the Skyport?
Or will Khorne slaughter them all in a bloodthirsty battle?
Let's see how we get on. This is Dwanbor's warband now, his band of survivors from the sky vessel crash that he's managed to accumulate and gather around him. So here's the man himself, or the dwarf himself, the Dwarden himself, Dwanbor. And he has got the relic which gives him an extra wound, and he's got the command ability which allows him to him and any of the units within 6 inches to re-roll hit rolls of 1. And since the last battle we've added another Thunderer, one with a mortar, and a couple more Arcanauts. I think it's 3 more Arcanauts. Yeah, 3 more Arcanauts.
Okay, this is my Khorne Bloodbound army. Since the last battle I have gained 9 Blood Reavers, which takes me to a grand total of 16 Blood Reavers. Other than that, I've still got the 10 Blood Letters, the 2 Blood Warriors, and Farrell the Blood Soaker.
Phil.
Farrell has the Soul Sever Blade, which is on his whip, and that gives him the ability to re-roll failed wound rolls with the whip. And his command ability is Merciless Killer. Add 1 to wound rolls that you make for friendly models within 6 inches of the general.
Yep. And again, as before, with the differences in renown, the Dwarden have got a lot more renown than the Khorne Bloodbound, so that entitles Joshua to the maximum of 5 re-rolls during the game. Dwanbor and his followers have approached this ruined temple complex, which has become overgrown by the jungle, and they can feel the cosmic winds of a magical storm closing in behind them, and the Khorne Bloodbound warband that's been hampering them, which has also grown in strength, is also sensing the oncoming magical winds, and they are heading for the temple complex, hoping that it will provide shelter against the onrushing ethereal storm. So this is the final episode, the final chapter. It's the Seize the Relic scenario from the main Age of Sigmar Skirmish rulebook. Now the aim of the game is to get as many of our warriors as possible within 3 inches of this altar. Whoever has got the most warriors within 3 inches of that altar at the end of the game wins. If we wipe out an opposing warband, then we gain an immediate victory, but otherwise the battle lasts for 5 rounds. At the end of the first round, if there are any models within 6 inches of either this table edge or that table edge, so the 2 deployment zones, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. At the end of turn 2, if there are any models within 12 inches of either of the deployment zone table edges, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. At the end of round 3, if there are any models within 18 inches, as denoted by this piece of scenery here, and another piece of scenery over there by the bushes, then that model suffers D3 mortal wounds. And in rounds 4 and 5, if there are any models not completely within the temple complex, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. So it's kind of a race against the clock. We've all got to pile in to this 2-foot square temple complex, where there will be bloodshed, undoubtedly, as the Khorne get into close combat with the Karajan overlords. So, I finished setting up first, so I get to choose whether to go first or second, and I've decided I'm going to take the first turn, which is probably a bad idea, because I don't particularly want Joshua to have a double turn. So do I want to have the first turn? I'm going to let Joshua have the first turn. Yeah, I'm going to let Joshua have the first turn. Right, so moving into Khorne Bloodbound, turn 1. Quick addition. The only routes into the temple complex are this gateway here and that gateway there. Otherwise the wall is completely impassable and it also blocks line of sight. So any gaps there might be through the shrubbery and the ruins don't count. They are effectively blocked off. You can see through the gateways, but otherwise you can't see or move through the walls, only through the 2 gateways. The Khorne Bloodbound have been very disciplined and just simply marched forward in good order, with Phil at the back whipping at them saying, "Come on, get a move on, get a move on." And they're like, "Nope, we're taking our time, taking it nice and steady." So you just moved. There was no running.
No running, because I want them to keep that formation steady. That way, if it gets into a weird shape, you can end up shooting into some of my more vital units, such as him. Whereas if you've got this wall of flesh in front of it, it's kind of more protective. And also, if they keep that formation, they can gain the bonuses of, say, the Hornblower, the Icon Bearers. So yeah, if I keep them all in that formation, it just makes it a lot more simpler.
Okay.
And Farrell has been told this by Khorne, the god of blood, and he of course wants the blood, so he's told them to go with a smart formation and plan.
Okay. Right, so you guys are miles away from me, so there's no further actions to take on your turn, so going into Caradron Overlords, turn 1. The Caradron Overlords have been a bit more frantic than the disciplined ranks of Khorne, and they've all, well, most of them have legged it. So pretty much all of them, other than these 2 Sky Wardens who are going to provide covering fire on the flank, have made run moves towards the gateway. Little Dwanbor himself, he was really keen. He had his Weetabix and he legged it an additional 6 inches, as did the guy with the fart squirter next to him. Looking but plucky, only managed a 1. So yeah, most of the Arcanauts and the Thunderers and the Sky Warden Custodian have run forwards, and these Sky Wardens in the shooting phase are going to fire some shots into the flank of the Khorne Bloodbound phalanx over there, and the Arcanaut with the light Skyhook can also draw a bead. He's got some targets in range in 24 inches. The Thunderer here with the Ethershot rifle, he's only got 18-inch range, so he's not quite in range, so he ran anyway. He's just run in a very poor position. So we're going to move on to the shooting phase. There are no units within 6 inches of the command bubble from Dwanbor, so there's no re-rolling 1s. So moving into the shoot phase, and let's see what happens. We'll start with the Arcanaut with the light Skyhook. He can just about target the 2nd Bloodletter there, the one behind the champion. So this is going to be 1 shot, hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s. And that's a miss. The Sky Warden with the drill cannon, he has got his etheric augmentation from Dwanbor, is within 10 inches of Dwanbor, so he gets an extra shot with his drill cannon. So this will be 2 shots, hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s. And both miss. And then finally the volley gun, we are going to split fire into the 3 Blood Reavers at the back. So 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots. First 2 shots. This is hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s, and they won't get a save. First 2 miss. Next 2 shots, 1 hit, wounds on a 4, wounds, so that's a dead Blood Reaver. Last 2 into that training Blood Reaver, that's 1 hit, 1 wound, so that's another Blood Reaver gone. So that is effectively the end of Caradron Overlord's turn 1. Quite ineffective, just simply took out 2 Blood Reavers. I was hoping to have taken out slightly more than that. They will automatically pass their morale because they are Bravery 7? Is it Bravery 7?
Yes, he's Bravery 7.
Oh, so they've lost 2.
Mm-hmm.
So on a 6, you might lose somebody. That's a 6. Somebody runs away. Who's going to run away? Another Blood Reaver runs away. Excellent. Right, roll off for the next turn.
It's what they're there for. They're there to be expendable. Problem is, I've now lost my 6.
That's a 6. That's what a 6 looks like.
I've lost my 6 now.
Yay, going on to Caradron Overlords turn 2. Double turn for Caradron Overlords. That's worked quite well. I like that. So Dwanbor and the Thunderers and the Arcanauts have moved in. Some of them have got through into the safety of the shrine, or the relative safety of the shrine, away from the storm closing up behind us. Nobody was lost to the storm because nobody was in 6 inches of the edge at the end of the turn. The Sky Warden Custodian has moved forwards and is within 3 inches of the objective, and he can now draw a bead through there, but he's got nobody in range. He's only got a, I think it's a 9-inch range with his Vulcanizer pistol. Yeah, 9-inch range. The 2 Sky Wardens here have held their station because they can easily quickly pop through the gateway in one move, so they're going to fire another couple of shots into the flanks of the phalanx. There's no additional shots this turn because they are now outside of the 10-inch bubble of Dwanbor. So moving into the shooting phase. The drill cannon can just see this Blood Reaver next to Phil, so he's going to fire 1 shot with his drill cannon into that Blood Reaver, hit on a 4, and that's a miss. Now we're going to split fire with the volley gun again, and we're going to go 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, see if we can take out some more Blood Reavers. So first 2, hit on 4s, that's 2 hits, wounding on 4s, no wounds. Next 2 going into this guy, that's 1 hit, no wounds, and the last 2 going into this guy, that's 2 hit, and no wounds. So again, not great shooting from the Khorne Overlords, but there's no morale to take, nobody's going to charge, so now moving into Khorne Bloodbound, turn 2. So the Khorne Warband, the phalanx, has just simply again moved with great discipline forwards towards the opening. So no runs?
No runs.
Nobody's running?
I feel like the shrubbery is going to shield off this side of my troops, and I'm hoping for the double turn so I can walk in and hopefully start dealing some damage.
Yeah, and it's the end of the second turn, so there's nobody within 12 inches of the edge of either of the terrain, the deployment zones. So rolling off for the next turn. That's a 5.
Oh no.
That's a 5. And you win ties, or do I win ties? I win ties because I went first. So all of the Khorne Overlords are piled inside, even the 2 Sky Wardens that were providing flanking fire. The drill cannon did a run and got 6 inches, so he was able to move 18, so he's really piled up inside. Dwanbor and the shorter range Thunderers have run over towards the back. All of the Arcanauts, except for the 2 volley guns, have run in with varying degrees of success. 2 Thunderers with the ether shot rifles and the 2 Arcanauts with the volley guns have formed a small line just inside the gateway to fire some shots into the front rank of the Khorne phalanx, and the Skyhook as well, the light Skyhook Arcanaut has as well. So this Sky Warden with the volley gun, he just made a move, and again he can fire some shots into the oncoming enemy, but the rest of the Arcanauts all ran inside, and because everybody else ran, or they're out of range into the shooting phase, we'll have 2 Thunderers with ether shot rifles, 2 Arcanauts with volley guns, an Arcanaut with a light Skyhook, and the Sky Warden with the volley gun, firing shots through the gateway into the oncoming Khorne horde. Eh?
I was hoping you wouldn't be in too quickly.
They may be short, but they ain't slow. We're going to start things off with the Sky Warden with the volley gun. He's going to split fire. He's going to fire 3 shots into the Bloodletter with the icon, and 3 shots into the Bloodletter with the horn. So let's see how we get on with that. First 3 shots into the icon bearer. 3 shots hit on 4s, and that is 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Should mention there's nobody within the 6-inch bubble for Dwanbor's re-rolling hit rolls of 1. That's 1 hit at -1, so 6 up save on the icon bearer. That's a fail, so the icon bearer takes a wound, so he falls. Right, the other 3 shots into the hornblower. That's 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound, 6 up save. That's a fail, the hornblower falls. Right, the gunnery sergeant is within the 10-inch range of Dwanbor's ethermatic augmentation, so he is going to fire 5 shots into the Chaos Champion. 5 shots hitting on 3s, and that is 4 hits, wounding on 4s. That is 4 wounds at -1, so that is 5 up saves on the Khorne Champion, Chaos Champion.
Yep, 4 5-up saves.
And you fail 3 of them, so that's 1 wound a pop, or 1 damage a pop, so that is a dead Chaos Champion. The other Thunderer is going to fire at the that bloodletter there. He can just see it, so that will be 2 shots, hit on 3s. 1 hit, wounding on 4s. Wounds, -1. So 6 up save for the bloodletter. That's a fail. So, yep, that bloodletter there.
This one?
Yep. First Arcanaut with the volley gun is going to shoot at that bloodletter there. So that will be 6 shots, hitting on 5s. That's 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound at -1. So 6 up save. Nope, that's another dead bloodletter. The other volley gun is going to shoot at this one.
That one. Okay.
Yeah. So 6 shots, hit on 5s. That's 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound at -1, so 6 up save. And that's another fail, that's another dead bloodletter.
This one.
Yep. And then we have the light skyhook. He is going to shoot at the Blood Warrior. 1 shot, hitting on a 4, that's a hit. Wounding on a 3, that's a wound at -2. That's a 6 up save on your Blood Warrior. That's a fail. And that is a light skyhook does D3 damage. For 3 wounds. That's a dead Blood Warrior. So after all that shooting, Joshua has lost 7 models and picked up an error. The Bloodstoker's bravery is 8, not 7, so he shouldn't have lost 1 in the last round. So now, on a 1, he won't lose any, but on a 2 or more, he will lose guys. And if he does lose any guys, we'll simply deduct 1 from the number that ran away. That's a 1. So I'll let you put the Blood Reaver back in that corner. They've managed to start piling into the temple ruins. This bloodletter here is the only one who moved, everybody else ran. But this bloodletter is now within 12-inch charge range of this Thunderer and this Arcanaut. The Bloodstoker is going to use his ability to give him a +3 to his charge roll. So you need a 9. That's an 11. So that means you can charge 14 inches. So the bloodletter is charged in against the Arcanaut, not going up against the gunnery sergeant, who can inflict a mortal wound on a 2-up with his drill bill. So 1 attack.
1 attack.
Because he's just a regular bloodletter.
Yep, so that's 4. I need a 4.
That's a hit.
Need another 4.
And that's a wound. Any rend?
-1 rend.
-1 rend, so that's a 6 up save. And that is a dead Arcanaut. So that's some of my heavy artillery taken out, or heavier artillery. So now I get a unit, choose a unit to pile in and attack. And I think it needs to be within 3 inches. We'll go for this Arcanaut with the Skypike. So the Arcanaut with the Skypike has piled in until he's within range, which is 2 inches for a Skypike. And he has got 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. They both hit. Wounding on 4s. They both wound. -1 rend. So 2 6-up saves. Only 1. So that's a dead bloodletter. Are you going to make a reroll?
Make a reroll.
You're going to reroll the 2 and hope you get a 6?
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
It's another 2.
That's definitely a dead bloodletter. 1 is not going to cause any morale to be taken.
Nope.
So roll off for the next turn. 1. I got a sneaky feeling you're getting a double turn. The player who went first in the previous turn gets to tie break. So yeah, we've just double checked, and the re-rolls in Skirmish don't apply to initiative tests for determining battle rounds. So I went first, so I get the tiebreaker. So the Cavaltron Overlords have formed a bit more of a line, and we're going to be pumping loads of shots into this lot down here, because they're the ones closest to the objective. We want to keep them back and keep them bottlenecked inside this opening here. So we're going to go into the shooting phase, and this time Dwanbor is indeed going to use his bubble of re-rolling ones to hit. Now, not everything is going to be in range. Some of the shorter range weaponry, like the fart squirter and Dwanbor's own fart gun, is going to be out of range, but a lot of the pistols are now in range. It's getting quite up close and personal. So we're going to start off with some Arcanaut pistols, and then I'll work out who is going to get the +1 shots from the Ether Chemist. I lied. We're going to start with the Custodian with his Vulcanizer pistol. He's going to have the extra shot, I think, and he is going to pump 2 shots, because he only has 1 otherwise, into this nearest bloodletter, who is 9 inches away exactly. Well, just under 9 inches. So that'll be 2 shots hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. So that's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound at -1, so 6 up save on that bloodletter.
Oh, that's cocked.
That was off the table if you went for the chair. Yeah, that's a dead bloodletter. Oh, you're going to re-roll? Foolish. That's a dead bloodletter. Deck Sweeper is going to shoot at the next bloodletter for D6 shots. That's 3 shots. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Would you say that's cocked, or would you say that's a 3?
I would say it's a 3.
Would you? Okay, I'll re-roll that 1. That's 2 hits, wounding on 4s. That's a wound at -1, 6 up save. That's a failed save.
Not re-rolling it.
That's a dead bloodletter. The mortar's in range of this Blood Reaver, so that is 1 shot hitting on a 4, wounding on a 3. That's a hit. That's not a wound. Right, nearest Arcanaut, shooting at... Who's he shooting at? Shooting at Arnulf. 2 shots. Both miss. Next Arcanaut, shooting at the guy next to Arnulf. 2 shots, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, wounding on 4s. That's a wound, no rend. 6 up save.
No rend, hooray.
That's not a save. Next Arcanaut, one in the middle of the shot, is shooting at the Blood Reaper. 2 shots, hitting on 4s. And is he in range for re-rolling 1s? Yes, he is. 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 5 up save. That is not a save. He's re-roll.
It's my Blood Reaper. I need it.
No. I wouldn't have bothered with the re-roll, because there's loads more shots where that came from. Right, so how many more of the pistols now have a target in range? These 2 Arcanauts in front of Lucky McPlucky, they can both shoot at this bloodletter, and then all the other 12-inch weaponry is out of range. So I'm going to do all 4 of these shots at the same time, because they can only shoot at the same target. So 4 shots hitting on 4s. That's 3 hit, wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds, no rend, so 2 5-up saves on this bloodletter. And both fail, so that's another gone. Right, over to the longer range weaponry. Gunnery Sergeant of the Thunderers is going to shoot at Arnulf, see if Arnulf's luck holds out. So this is 4 shots in on 3s. That's 3 hit, wounding on 4s. No, because that's -1 rend. Arnulf's luck finally runs out. This Blood Reaver is going to take 2 shots from the other Thunderer with the Ether Shot Rifle. So 2 shots hitting on 3s, both hit, wounding on 4s, both wound, no, -1 rend, so that's another dead Blood Reaver. Volley gun is going to thump 6 shots into the Hornblower, Blood Reaver Hornblower. 6 shots hitting on 5s. That is he within 6 inches of Dwanbor? No, he isn't. So that is 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That doesn't wound. Volley gun from the Sky Warden. We're going to split fire 3 shots into the Hornblower and 3 shots into this Blood Reaver. 4s. 2 hit. 4s. Oops, that was a drop. That's a wound, so that's a dead Hornblower. And the other 3 going into this Blood Reaver here. 4s. That's 1 hit, and that's not a wound. Now we've got the drill cannon. He's going to take a shot at this Blood Reaver. Drill cannon hits on a 4, and that's a miss. And then we've got the light skyhook. He's going to shoot at the same target. Light skyhook, yeah, 4's 3, -2 rend. That's a 4. That's not a 3. So that is the end of my devastating shooting phase. Yeah, these guys need to get inside, otherwise any that are outside suffer D3 mortal wounds, including Phil there. Right, moving on to Khorne Bloodbound, turn 4. We've got Battle Shock. Battle Shock is the thing, and that is 8 models. So Phil's Battle Shock bravery is 8, so you're going to lose D6 more models. Just 1. So the Khorne Bloodbound have continued to push through into the temple complex, and now we've got loads of charges to go off. So you've decided that the Bloodstoker is going to use his ability on Garrick to give him +3 to his charge. So we'll roll some charges, we'll make some moves, and we'll come back. We've got 2 Blood Reavers made it into combat against the Custodian. We've got another Blood Reaver made it into combat against the Deck Sweeper Thunderer, and then 2 more Blood Reavers got in against a couple of the Arcanauts. So who are you going to go for first?
I think we'll go with Garrick, and he's going to hit the Arcanaut.
Okay, the Arcanauts in front of him. So he gets -1 attack because he's within 3 inches of the Fart Squirter.
So yeah, he's on 1 attack. But he has got a Meat Ripper Axe, I would say.
Yep, he's got a Meat Ripper Axe.
So that's 1 attack, 4's to hit.
That's a hit.
4's to wound.
That's a wound.
-1 rend.
-1 rend, so that's 6 up save. And that's a fail save.
1 damage.
So that's Arcanaut's gone. Now I get a chance to pile in and attack myself, so we're going to go for the Custodian. Right, the Custodian is going to split his attacks. He's going to go 1 against the Icon Bearer and 2 against the regular Blood Reaver. So this will be hitting on 4s, the 2 against the Blood Reaver first, and I can re-roll 1s because Dwanbor's command ability is still active, and that's 1 hit, winning on a 4. That's a wound at -1, so that Blood Reaver gets it, and then 1 attack in on the Icon Bearer. That's a hit, winning on a 4. That is not a wound. So now you pick a unit to attack with.
I think we're going to attack with him using the Meat Ripper Axe.
Okay.
So that is...
He is not within 3 inches of fart technology.
So that's 1 attack, needing 4s. No.
Miss. You're going to reroll.
Final reroll.
That's
Yep.
a hit. That's a wound.
-1 rend.
-1 rend. I've got a Thunderers, I think I have a 5 up save. No, 4 up save for Thunderers. -1 rend.
Yep.
So that makes it a 5 up save. No, Thunderer dies. They only get 1 wound each. So now I get to choose a unit, and we will go for the Sky Pike. Is going to pile in because he's within 3 inches. He's got 2-inch range on that Sky Pike, and he's going to go for this Blood Reaver. Arcanaut the Sky Pike gets 2 attacks, hit on 4s, and he is within 6 inches of Dwanbor, so he can reroll a 1. That's a hit, winning on a 4. That is a wound, -1 rend, so you don't get a save. Now we've got the Icon Bearer against the Custodian.
Okay, now he's using Reaver Blades, which means on a hit roll of a 1, he can re-roll it.
That's a 5,
That's a
that's
hit.
a hit.
4's to wound. That's a wound.
Any
No
rend?
rend.
No rend, so 4 up save on Sky Warden, and you get 2 wounds as well. That is a save, he's fine. So now I get you to choose, I'm going to choose an Arcanaut to pile in and attack with his cutter. because he's within 3 inches. So he gets 1 attack on a 4. That's a miss. We've got another Arcanaut there within 3 inches, so he's going to pile in and attack with his cutter. 1 attack on a 4. That's also a miss. The captain can pile in to there, and he would be within 1 inch. 2 attacks with his anchor on a 4. And
that one's a bit cocked, I'd say.
You'd say that one's cocked. Why? Because it's showing a 4.
No,
I'll re-roll this
because that one's cocked.
That's a hit.
So you have got
Wounding
one
on a
hit.
4. That's a wound. No rend.
Okay,
6 up save on Garrick.
Go on, get a 6. No!
Garrick falls. So now we both have morale to take, I think. I've lost 2. Dwanbor's bravery is, I think it's 7. Yeah, it's 7. So on a 6...
You lose 1 unit.
I'm losing somebody. Nope. They all stand firm.
Okay, I've got 3. If I roll a 6, I lose 1. 4. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Rolling off for next turn.
Yeah.
I need this next turn.
1. Get 1.
Yes!
Right, you get a double turn. On turn 5. So at the end of turn 5, it's whoever's got the most models within 3 inches of that wins the game. So, Khorne Bloodbound, turn 5. Right, so this is actually quite worrying because there is a chance that Khorne could win this because it's whoever's got the most models in front within 3 inches of that objective. And right now, you have got the most models within 3 inches of the objective.
However, I've got to survive a lot of shooting and a lot of fighting.
You do. Right, so moving into the charge phase.
Indeed.
We'll make some charges and then come back and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like after charges. There was nowhere for the big fat bloke to squeeze through to make any charges to. But we now have pretty much everybody other than Big Fat Phil in close combat. And everybody except Big Fat Phil is within 3 inches of the objective. So going on to the fight phase, who are you starting fights with?
I think we'll start with Sayek, seeing as he's got the big axe.
Yeah.
Okay. Meat Ripper Axe. 1 attack. Hitting on 4s. Okay, wounding on 4s. Yes. -1 rend.
-1 rend, so that's 6 up save on this Arcanaut. And that's a 1, so that Arcanaut falls. So now I get to choose someone to pile in and attack with myself. Again, we'll go for the Custodian, splitting attacks. So the Sky Warden missed on all of his attacks, or failed to wound on all of his attacks, so you get to choose a unit.
Okay, I'm now going to go with probably Targor on the mortar.
Okay.
So this is Reaver Blade, so it's needing 4s, rerolling 1s.
Yep.
Okay, and again needing 4s. No, I can't reroll 1s this time.
No. I am going to pick the Arcanaut Captain, and he's going to pile in and attack this guy. So this Blood Reaver who hasn't attacked yet, so that will be 2 attacks. No. Yeah, 2 attacks, hit on 4s, winning on 4s. That's 1 hit. So we've agreed, that's cocked. And that's a 4. So is that a wound? I've lost track of where we were.
Yeah, that's a wound.
Right.
I need a 6, unfortunately. No, he's dead.
You have got this guy who could pile in attack, but
Yeah.
that would then take him more than 3 inches away, I think, unless he, well, he could pile in and take that guy's position, because he was still within 3 inches of the objective, so he can go for the Arcanaut Captain.
Meat Ripper Axe. So this is needing 4s to hit. No,
That's a miss. Right, Sky Warden with this guy, piling in, 2 attacks.
Arcanaut with Skyhook.
Yeah, that's him. 2 attacks, hit on 4s.
I know the names of your unit. but
Wounding on
you're
4s, that's a wound. -1 rend, so that is a dead
Say it.
Blood Reaver. So the remaining combats, we had an Arcanaut pile in, did no damage, and these Blood Reavers both missed on the Custodian, and the Thunderer with the mortar fell back out of combat, because that's what Thunderers can do. So moving on to Kharadron Overlords, turn 5, and at the moment you have got 4 units within 3 inches of the objective,
And you've
and
currently
I've got 1, I think.
one.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah, because
So-
Dwanbor's just outside.
So Joshua, has inadvertently become one of the world's leading tacticians, because the way he's positioned his units, we've just realised that I cannot move within 3 inches of them. So, because they're in combat. So what I'm basically going to have to do is try and shoot 4 Blood Reavers. And if I do that, this Sky Warden on his own should be sufficient to take that objective. So it all comes down to all of that firepower taking out 4 Blood Reavers, because the Blood Stoker is outside of 3 inches. And we will start with Dwanbor. He's going to get his first shots of the game and see how critical they are. He's going to send a fart gun into this guy, and that is 3d6 shots, re-rolling 1s, and he's going to give the extra shot to... We'll give the extra shot to the Vulcanizer pistol in a moment. But in the meantime, 3d6 shots for quite a lot. 14 shots, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. There's 2 1s there. And we'll get rid of those, we'll get rid of those. That many wound.
Hit.
Wound rolls. That many hit. Wound rolls, 4s. And then -2, so no save. He's definitely dead. We didn't do Battle Shock at the end of that phase. I lost 2.
You're fine.
I'm fine. You lost 3. 8. You're fine.
Yeah.
So there you go. Didn't matter that we missed Battle Shock. Right. Good thing, really, isn't it? We're so amateurish on this channel sometimes. Vulcanizer pistol. 2 shots going in against this that Blood Reaver there, the one that's closest to the objective. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Both failed to wound. That's annoying. Drill cannon. Going in on the Icon Bearer. 1 shot. Hitting on a 4. Wounding on a 3. That's a dead Icon Bearer, because that's -3 rend. Fart Squirter, D3 shots going in against this guy with the big axe. That's 3 shots. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling the 1. Wounding on 2s. That's a dead Blood Reaver. 5 pistol shots, because that's a captain, he gets 3 shots with his volley pistol. So 5 pistol shots, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s, going in against this guy. Re-rolling the 1s, and that is 3 hit. 1 wound, 6 up save. If he survives all these shots, he will be the world's luckiest Blood Reaver. He
Okay.
probably needs to ascend to Demonhood if he survives all his firepower.
I'm Chaos.
Because right now it's a tie, and we will carry on playing rounds until one of us has got more bad guys left.
I may be Khorne, but Tzeentch be with me. No.
He did. The rest of the Caradron Overlords unload into Phil, and Phil falls. And with that, that is a major victory for the Caradron Overlords. The dust settles and the storm outside subsides, so Dwanbor leads his band of survivors back outside. And in the silence of the aftermath, through the air, they hear the thrumming of ether engines and a Grundstock hauler scout craft from the search party that was searching for the crashed sky vessel that started off the whole adventure comes swooping in and spots the band of survivors. But even as the Grundstock gun hauler flies off to report the position of the survivors, all that Dwanbor can think about is the village where they stopped to search for supplies, and he remembers the foodstuffs that he saw, and all he can think about is how profitable a trade route could be to that village. There we go, happily ever after for Dwanbor and his band of survivors. They've been spotted by a rescue craft that's now gone off to bring in a frigate or an ironclad that will pick them up and take them back to Barak Urbaz. And maybe set up a trade route with that little village where they can trade for all those delicious looking fish and sausages and apples. So, how have you enjoyed doing the campaign?
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I've really enjoyed that.
The last few games were good, even though as the entire campaign has gone on, I have lost every single game. I think it was only one game where Dad has won a minor victory. every other game was a major victory. That is fairly annoying on my part.
So anybody who's watching this episode and not seen the previous ones, you've just done a major spoiler for them.
Sorry.
But yeah, I've enjoyed it simply because I've enjoyed the story element of it, following the band of survivors through the different scenarios. That's what I've enjoyed. And yeah, the fact that Dwanbor managed to wipe the floor with Khorne Bloodbound in every single match was just a bonus. I think you need to refine your tactics, especially on that last one. That last one was all about getting through the door, taking up a defensive position, and that's basically what I did. I managed to get through the door, set up a defensive gun line, and shoot stuff as it came through. What you should have done was, you had your army the wrong way round, I think, because you put your blood letters and the slower ones at the front, and your blood reavers at the back. If it had been me, I'd have put the blood reavers at the front, I'd have run full pelt through the entrance and set up, maybe even got so I could bar the way into the into the temple complex. I think that's what you should have done. So
The thing that was putting me off though was because of course you're a gunline army, so if I do that you're still going to be able to shoot me off and then manage to get in eventually.
Well, maybe, but if you could have held me out of the temple complex, you'd have had the magical vortex on your side, and that would have done D3 mortal wounds. As it was, everybody managed to get inside before the magical storm hit. But yeah, I think your generalship was an issue in that last one. That's just my opinion. You might think something different. But yeah, I think put them into a block, moving them 5 inches at a time. Yeah, I think that let you down. However, I do think, in terms of the campaign as a whole, that first scenario is critical, I think. Whoever wins that first scenario, especially if you manage to get a major victory, then has quite a significant advantage going into the remaining scenarios, because you get a larger force. Yeah, you get your underdog bonus with the rerolls, but yeah, I think in terms of that campaign, it gives you that bit of an edge if you have a stronger force. So yeah, I think if you're going to do the campaign, whoever wins that first scenario, that might set the scene for the rest of the campaign. And that's we've been playing another campaign alongside this, which we haven't been filmed, like we told you before. I'm playing Ironjaws, you're still Khorne Bloodbound.
Yep, but instead of starting with a bunch of Blood Reavers, I started with Blood Warriors instead.
Yeah, so you went for a different starter force. You won the first game.
Yeah.
And you got a major victory on the first game, I think.
No, I got a minor victory.
Yeah,
I only managed to kill your two.
Yeah, but you still won, and I haven't managed to win a game yet in that one. And we've done the first 4 scenarios so far, and I haven't won a game yet. And again, you changed your tactics in terms of recruitment. You saved up and you got a Khorgorath, and I found it really difficult to do anything to that Khorgorath. I think I've killed it once.
Yeah, once.
And by diverting my entire army against it. Because a Khorgorath in Age of Sigmar is a unit all by itself, whereas in Skirmish every model is a unit by itself. So if I send some, as happened in one game, I sent some Gorgrunters in against it, but of course I could only send the Gorgrunters in one at a time, and they got gobbled up, spat out. So I think you've been learning from your mistakes in this campaign and putting that into the other campaign. So you've been more aggressive, you've been recruiting better units, and that is helping you. So yeah, I think the advice is try to either go for the best units you can first off, and if you need to save up for a decent unit, do that, and that will really help you, I think. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing that. It's been we've made mistakes, but again, I think it's a good way to learn a new army. If you're going to play it as Skirmish, you quickly learn the intricacies and the synergies around the different units. It's not the same as Fallen Age of Sigmar, but yeah, I think as a Skirmish game, it's decent. But having said that, we're filming this now, and of course Warcry is being released imminently. So I think Age of Sigmar Skirmish is going to die a death, and Warcry will come to the forefront as the kill team of the Age of Sigmar universe. So yeah, I don't think too many people will be doing any more Skirmish games, bat reps on YouTube. But that's by the by. We're thinking ahead now. Joshua wants to take my Caradron Overlords on in Night Vault, because your Bloodbound your Blood Reavers
They're
are
not
undefeated in...
Yeah.
Are they undefeated? I think
They are undefeated, yes.
in Night Vault so far,
Maybe
Underworlds. And
once
of course,
they've lost, I think.
the new season of Warhammer Underworlds has just been announced as well. Looking forward to that. Seeing what, see if we get some Bone Splitters. I'd quite like a Bone Splitters warband. But yeah, you want to take on the Carrollton Overlords in Underworld / Night Vault to see if they can get some revenge. We're also, as I said at the beginning of the year, we'd quite like to do a Age of Sigmar Path to Glory campaign.
Yes, and again I'm going to be using Khorne Bloodbound.
Yeah, and the thing that's going to slow that down slightly is I can't decide which army I want to take. Right here, right now, I'd like to do a proper Path to Glory, and proper Path to Glory as in chaos on chaos. So I would like to take my Tzeentch Demons. I need to do a lot of painting because I've got an Exalted Sorcerer painted up at the minute, and yeah, the Night Vault Eyes of the Nine set. So that's not quite enough to get me off to a good start. Yeah, I need to do a lot more painting, and then we'd have to buy a lot more models as we go through the campaign. But again, that's part of why we're doing it, is to show you that this is a way that you can start playing Age of Sigmar and gradually build up your forces as you go. So we started with Skirmish campaign. We had to buy some more models as we went through that. I need to buy some more Arcanauts. We needed to buy some Bloodletters.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, it was a start collecting set with some Night Vault warbands. But yeah, so we've built up the Khorne Bloodbound to enough where you've got a good starter force for a Path to Glory campaign. We've got some Tzeentch, which I'm building up and painting, and yeah, I'm stuck on the Herald on a Burning Chariot. But anyway, I'm waffling now. In the meantime, thank you very much. We're going to take a break for a couple of weeks because we've got holiday coming up, so you won't see us for a couple of weeks. But when we come back, we'll see what we're going to bring you. We might not do the Night Vault one straight away because I think you may be sick of seeing Carrollton Overlords taking on Blood Reavers for a while. But yeah, we'll see what we do when we get back. But until then, thank you for watching. Please continue to like,
Comment
and subscribe, and God bless.